Cloud9 is back and we witnessed some unexpected results in the European RMRs. Hi, it's Heccu with another episode of HLTV Peek, a show in which we provide a short summary of all the important news that recently happened in the CSGO scene. This one is going to be a good one. In 2020, Cloud9 had an American-South African roster, and at the end of the same year, they signed Henry G's international lineup, and we know how that went. Now, a year after withdrawing from the game, Cloud9 has announced their return to the CSGO scene. So you might ask, what players did they sign? Well, they literally signed players. Nafany, Hobbit, Shiro, Exile, Inters, and Groove. Yes, the whole Gambit roster, including the coach, got picked up by the North American organization Cloud9. It is not yet clear if the players are going to get relocated or not, but if they do, will they join their organization in NA or will they get training facilities in Europe? I'm sure we'll find out pretty soon. Last week, we already told you about the American and Asian RMRs. So this week, we'll focus on one thing and one thing only. The European RMRs. So who exactly are we going to see in Antwerp? The four teams that went undefeated are Heroic, Big, Players and Copenhagen Flames. They will start their major run in the Legend stage, but that's only 4 teams and the European RMR has 7 slots. So who are the remaining 3? Well, this is where it actually becomes a bit more complicated because 6 teams finished with a 3-1 scoreline. Because of this, additional tiebreaker series were added and the book holds system points declared who will have and who will not have an extra chance. In Group A, Vitality's win over Mavs gave FaZe a direct invite to the Legends, while Navi had to win against Force in a tiebreaker. In Group B, Spirit's win over Anonymous denied G2 a chance at starting the major in a higher position, while NIP's win over Ants secured the Swedes the much desired spot. The remaining 3 teams that will start their major journey in the Challenger stage are Vitality, Astralis, and wait for it, Bad News Eagles. This is not just a huge achievement for the players, but the results of the Albanian Kosovo team made history for the whole region. And of course, they showed how happy they were to get that ticket to the major.
It's all on the map! Here goes crazy! And so do the Bad News Eagles, they've done it, Davey!
Now, let's talk about the European contenders because there's 3 of them. First, the team that surprised us the most, Eternal Fire. It took them 4 open qualifiers to get to the RMR, where their first opponent, FaZe, rolled over them with a 16-4 on overpass. Then, after double OTs, they picked up their first win versus Dignitas. And when they hoped that maybe finally they have a moment to breathe, they got Vitality. At that point of their run, if they lost another series, they would be out. And you know what? They didn't lose since. First they eliminated Fnatic and then OG. The second win was probably extra sweet considering that OG actually eliminated the Turks from the first open qualifier. Just like the Eagle boys from Group B, Eternal Fire also made history. They became the first fully Turkish team that reached the main event of a CSGO major since Visit London 2018. The remaining 2 contenders, Spirit and Outsiders, barely survived the RMR. While the first team is still probably getting used to the most recent roster change, the second one seems to be overwhelmed by all of the issues that are happening around them. After winning only 1 of their 3 best of 1s and dropping to the lower part of the bracket, they first eliminated Dignitas and then Saw. Of course, they did it in their well-known fashion of pushing the maps to 30 rounds or getting to OTs. On the last map, Inferno, they were actually just a few pixels or a few microseconds away from getting eliminated. And even though the team looked very happy to qualify, it seems that they are going through some rough times.
Any issues you guys can pinpoint as to why you're struggling a bit right now?
There's too much issues to tell you one of them, you know. There's a lot of problems that are happening at the moment in the world and in our team, and this major I'm glad we qualified, but you never know what happens.
Now let's talk about the teams that will unfortunately not be present at the next major. Right from day one we knew that probably Sangal and Sprout will not survive the RMR because they were playing with their coaches, Tagax and Berry. Some well-known names that placed in the bottom part of the Swiss group are OG, Mouse, Fnatic, Dignitas and Entropic. The three international teams might still be getting used to the most recent roster changes, while Dignitas have been hard stuck out of top 20 for more than a year. Now, Entropic's early elimination came as a surprise, especially considering that they didn't play against any of the tier 1 teams. Let's hope that they will come back stronger and take care of all the mistakes. So that's pretty much it when it comes to this week. If you're watching this video, you probably already know that for the latest CSGO news, you should go to HLTV.org. For those who prefer watching video recaps, well, make sure to repeat in a week.